What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. So let's dig in, guys. We have some interesting stuff going on because tomorrow they say that the Bill Hinman emails will be released. So that is a very interesting event that will actually go down. And a lot of people are expecting, of course, for XRP price to go up. Now, listen, guys, we know that with these dates, price doesn't really move. Actually, the opposite. It always moves a couple of cents down. Now, I expect that price is not going to shoot up. But of course, we never know, right? But this is from previous events that has happened like this. I think that this is what's going to happen. Nothing, right? The price will not move. It will move when you don't expect it. And saying this, it doesn't mean that tomorrow is not very important, because it is very important, right? Now, we also have a senator which has declared for Gensler to be fired, which is also something that is going on. And we have been telling you this from the beginning. Things will line up for XRP. And when XRP is cleared, guys, and has clarity, it's going to be the only one. That's when you can actually anticipate that XRP will start moving in price, because that's the only thing that will make XRP very different from all the others. A lot of people still think that XRP is just a security and it's going to get beaten down by the SEC and that they're going to lose and that nothing is going to happen. But of course, this is not the case. We know better. Let's take a look at this video, guys, where they talk about XRP getting clarity.
Hot takes you got. Gotcha. Doesn't have to be crypto. It can be anything in life. But give me a couple good sound bites.
Go, crypto is life, man. You got the those are the same thing for me. Here's my hot take.
Hit me.
SEC gets their ass kicked in the Ripple case. Absolutely get their ass kicked in the Ripple case. But the ruling comes out in such a way that XRP is alone cleared as a non-security in the United States. Meaning that with all the other stuff that the SEC is pulling, suing exchanges, suing other coins, are going to sue some big ones as well, that only BTC and XRP have legal clarity in the United States for a 2-year period.
Just taking some show notes on that one. Ooh,
that would be like the turnaround of a century, right? Go from like getting beat up by the government to being the only one with clarity because I spent $250 or $200 million fighting this case.
Is that how much Ripple spent?
Yeah, it's a public number, but yeah, like $200 million.
$200 million, guys, and they acquired a new company for improving their payment globally called Monaco for $250 million. So you can see that Ripple is very healthy still. Even when they have dealt with this lawsuit, they don't have any problems financially. And this is why they can keep fighting, guys. Today, I filed the SEC Stabilization Act to restructure the SEC and fire Gary Gensler. Finally, I was talking about this a lot of times, guys. Why is there no action? This is actually the first time I have seen action from the senators. Warren Davidson. Here we can see US capital markets must be protected from a tyrannical chairman, including the current one. It's time for real reform and to fire Gary Gensler as a chair of the SEC statement. Now, Warren Davidson is a former Army Ranger working towards a government small enough to fit within the Constitution. So he's not really a senator, I think. But anyway, this is a very good action, and this is finally time for something to actually start happening. And isn't it convenient with the Bill Hinman emails coming out? So there's definitely a lot of events happening right now. Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass emails will be released tomorrow. Let's review the ETHgate timeline and the parties involved. Never forget. So this is literally, if you want to pause and really get into this, you can clearly see, guys, the timeline of all the things that have been happening here. 2015, Assistant U.S. Attorney Katie Hahn signs off of the FinCEN Ripple Labs settlement, which calls XRP a virtual currency. R3 sues Ripple. Consensus announces the Brooklyn project. Like, you can clearly see what is going on if you follow this timeline. You can really see that this is very weird. There is something bigger going on, and I don't want to like go through the whole timeline, but you can just do that for yourself. You can see Gary Gensler in an article in New York Times says where he thinks XRP and Ethereum are securities, Both of them, right? SEC meets with consensus from SEC versus Ripple core documents. Taylor Copeland law firm files lawsuit on behalf of Ryan against Ripple. Brett Garlinghouse and 10 unnamed parties. Charles Gasparino, Fox Business reports on the Brooklyn project and says Andrew Keys told him the Brooklyn project was sanctioned by the SEC and they were also working with the CFTC. A lot of things, guys, that raise so many questions that have to be answered. And those Hinman documents are definitely going to show something, guys. Fam, lots going down this week. Hinman emails providing clarity for the digital space. So here you can see, guys, this will happen 2 p.m. ET when they will talk about this annual testimony of the Secretary of the Treasury on the state of the international financial system. Look at this, guys. So there will definitely be something that will be good for Ripple. I wonder who else is running nodes on the XRPL. Here's a friendly reminder from Ripple's chief legal officer. Let's take a look.
The XRP sits, as I said, on an open, permissionless ledger. How do I know that it's open and permissionless? Because the chief technology officer at Ripple tells me it is. He explains it to me, but I also have hard evidence. The SEC announced about a month or two ago that they're going to establish a node on the XRP ledger and other open and permissionless ledgers. The SEC didn't call Ripple to ask permission to do that. They're just going to do that. The XRP sits, as I said.
So very interesting, right? The SEC themselves can run a node. They don't have to ask Ripple for it, which means it's not security. Again, all of these things are so obvious, guys. I know that many of the respected XRP YouTubers probably have a bad taste in their mouths from suspending delisting of XRP on Coinbase and or because Coinbase has not since unsuspended relisted XRP. Believe me, I get it. But this isn't about assisting Coinbase. It's about making sure we speak for ourselves. If you believe the SEC is doing the right thing, or you believe the SEC will have token holders' best interest at heart, you shouldn't sign up. If you believe otherwise, you should consider it, right? And I agree, guys. This has nothing to do with Coinbase or anything like that. We just have to be there as a community showing that we stand for XRP because it's not a security. It never has been. And they say things which contradict themselves as well, the SEC, and there is enough evidence for that as well. So we can clearly see that Bill Hinman was lying and that they all follow a script. It's a backroom deal. Let's take a look here.
They write a memo and a safe harbor proposal. There are multiple meetings that take place. A secret meeting in March of 28th of 2018, and it gets leaked because there's some stuff going on in there. And they propose a safe harbor for crypto, but the only crypto they mention is Ether. And then what happens on June 14th, 2018, Bill Hinman, gratuitously as Director of Corporation and Finance, very high up at the SEC, gives his infamous speech where he says, setting aside the fundraising that took place with Ether, it is sufficiently decentralized today, and therefore current sales of Ethereum are no longer considered a security. He goes on CNBC and he says, well, you know, when we look at Ethereum, we don't see a third-party promoter. You just had a meeting with him.
It's a backroom deal.
You just had meetings with him. He had a meeting on June 8th. 6 days before the speech, he had a meeting with the promoter. So he gets up there and says, we don't see it.
In criminal law, this sounds like a proffer meeting almost.
And then, absolutely. Then all the people start asking, well, what about XRP? XRP was actually number 2 at the time behind Bitcoin, and it was battling Ether for the number 2 spot. Oh, we're not going to comment on any further tokens. Joe Lubin then goes out and starts basically saying what the SEC is going to do. He says, we're working with the SEC. They gave Ether a pass. They gave Bitcoin a pass. All these other coins, he literally says this, are absolutely spectacularly disadvantaged compared to Ether. They didn't mention XRP. That's very interesting. He says the SEC is going to be coming after certain projects. All of this takes place, right? In the meantime, Bill Hinman is collecting $15 million from his law firm while he's at the SEC. which is a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, right?
Crazy, guys. John Deaton really narrows down, guys, what is going on here, and like you can see that there is certain amount of corruption going on here, and this is not based on just talk, right? This is evidence because those meetings are really happened, and what they did after really happened. So this is clear evidence of what is going on, and those Hinman emails are so important right now that we will definitely see something happen. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. See you in the next one. Cheers.